What's happening, my beautiful people? Today is a special day. My name is Dirty Mike Clean LaBelle. Yes, that's a mouthful. We have FIFA 21 Next Gen. Finally, it's arrived. If you're hyped for that, if you're excited about that transition period, like this damn video. Share it around the community. What have you seen? What did you like? What did you dislike? I'm gonna tell you what I've been noticing. We're gonna discuss these opening first impression because I've seen all over social media graphics, animations, screenshots, compare and contrast, and of course, it's better. It should be better, and it's more responsive. Wait, you don't believe me? Just a moment. Check me out. That's not enough for you? Perfect. Let's go menus. Oh, my goodness. Oh. What if you have to make transfers? All right, to the transfer market. I'm not saying this should have been an issue at any other time. I'm not saying that we should have responsiveness issues, which we do on the current gen. But you get to look forward to on the next gen. Things are moving and grooving. It is up to date. We're gonna get into a game of FIFA, but we really want to focus on the graphics, the transitions, the general feel. We have time to really dissect gameplay, and you need a lot of online matches. That's the reality. Okay, game faces. What do we have going on? Undoubtedly, you get more details in the beard here in comparison between the two Messis. This also is a lot more realistic. This looks more animated. Even the ears, a little elf ear action. It's more about those fine lines that you wouldn't necessarily see. They've smoothed out the skin. This version of Messi looks like, I don't know, rough skin to touch. Maybe that snake skin. It's good to have a compare and contrast. This is from the legend known as Matt HD Gamer. He's got a very much so a close-up on Alisson. I mean, just the neck detail here too. Look at the hair on the back line. That's definitely never existed previously. This is what you would expect, or you should expect though. We got major expectations. You're spending a lot of money on new consoles. There's hype. It's hard to get these items. Wow, look at João Felix. Just the texture. Remarkable. Tattoos on a showcase. This might be unpopular, but I wish that EA really kept the journey. There was so much potential with the journey to be integrated into other game modes. Think if the journey turned into pro clubs, or that it was somehow in combination play, or that there was more ultimate team inclusion where you got to create yourself. You weren't maybe telling the story of Alex Hunter. So now you start with the journey and it becomes more of a my player that then develops into other game modes. That would have been amazing. You can't tell me different. The hair, the reactions, it's just so natural in many ways as well. Silver Squad on screen, which I want to really take in and smell the aroma, the ambiance. At least that's the game plan. That's what I have going on up top. If you've played on Next Gen, what are your opening thoughts? If you've been watching everything on social media, let us know. Give us the scoopity scoop. What are you most looking forward to? Major question. Should we play Weekend League on the Next Gen console? Because that should be possible now. We got the update. We got the game. It's downloaded. It's set up behind me. This thing is big. Real freaking big. If you saw the video I put out, quick hitter, Twitter, IG, you can see the size of this console.
We have the PS4 Pro. Look at the size difference in terms of the PS5 and the PS4. Even compared to the Red Bull fridge. This thing is taller than a Red Bull fridge. Massive.
That's right, I said taller than the Red Bull fridge. Enough of me talking. This video is gonna be all over the place because I just have certain levels of height. It's been a minute. I was very excited for FIFA 21. Really liked the opening iteration of the game. Huge fan. Major supporter. Then after multiple patches, it kind of transitioned and we felt as if we were playing FIFA 22.0, which was not my goal, not my ambition, not my viewpoint or perspective as a FIFA enthusiast. And I have the bias that I really enjoyed the launch iteration of this year's title. Cut out all the patches. Let us run with it. We want skill gaps. We want manual movement and responsiveness. Controller settings. Might as well give you a bit of a glance since we have to re-input these anyways. And you always ask me about camera and controller. I've got you covered. Time finishing on, indicator on, pass block on. And these do shift slightly if I really dislike something, but this is what I've been using. Air balls, loose balls, low, jockey as a manual. It does not matter if you're on assisted. All this automated trash tier default on situations that EA has done this year, I want them all off. I want to control everything. I'm a manual person. If you're a upper level FIFA player, I recommend the same. Player lock on contextual dribbling. This is automated dribbling, by the way. Automated clearances, automated headers with all this assisted. Off, take that off. And then I'm going to use assisted for all the passing and shooting. The only thing that I shift is crossing because I've always had it on semi in previous iterations. So that's been consistent for me. The same with save assistance. I don't like analog sprint being on. And then something that's brand new to the PlayStation 5, from my knowledge, is this user vibration feedback. Your controller, every time you make a pass, is going to vibrate if you do not take this off or move it to classic. Just letting you know. Ironically, my actual controls have saved. So offensively, I use the classic, even though it says custom A. It's only defensively where I use tackle as your X command, and then I use the double team or teammate contain as your circle, which is much more intuitive in my opinion. It's interesting because we've basically just had a new title introduced to go with just had a new patch. So we've had a new patch. If you haven't seen that video, it's yesterday's video, to go with now a complete new console. So it's kind of a double shift. There's our first goal, cut through, not at all. And my controller vibrated again when I took this shot. I don't know if I like that. Not sure that I'm on board. First goal, power! Give me that zoom in. Record breaker, I recommended knocking this out. Wide open. He's on. Look at the power there, man. Crazy. Outside of the boot as well. We haven't had a lot of that Trivela kicker in FIFA 21. So I really slowed down here. That's my mistake. Check out that oomph, though. This is not necessarily a video that's dedicated to the gameplay. You want to talk about the patch? Watch the previous video. We really need a weekend league anyway. We need some true grinding of gameplay to tell you of a first impression, or just to tell you properly. I care about credibility. Something's different with the L2 and R2 triggers, where they're really loose and then they're really stiff. I'm not sure if that's done on purpose. Beautiful people, this is important. If you have a PS5, or if you're getting a PS5 and you play FIFA, the R2 and L2 triggers is this new thing called trigger intensity. It's terrible for FIFA. It might be amazing for other titles, but for FIFA, you're going to think there's something wrong with your controller, that you have a defective controller. That's what I thought immediately. I said, oh no, this can't be the future of the controller. Basically, your buttons end up getting heavier or lighter depending on the situation and with stamina. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit the PlayStation button. You bring up your options. We're going to go to accessories, wireless controller, thank you, controller settings, and trigger effect intensity, which is brand new. Take this off. Take this off. If you play FIFA, you will thank me later. This is very, very important. It will shift your gameplay or your experience dramatically.